So when I was a sophomore in high school, I was on the track team, and we would have practice every day. There was this one guy who lived in our neighborhood, but he didn't attend the local high school. He attended another school way across town. But when we would hold practice every day, he would show up to the practice every day, and he was just like a pain in the ass at the practice. And he would keep talking about how, man, my team is so much better than your team. And, you know, he just like disrupted our practices and stuff like that. So we had a dual meet coming up against that particular high school the following week. And he was at our school. He was like, man, we're going to kick y'all ass next week. And so we were sick of this guy. And so my coach says to him, I tell you what, I'll make a deal. If we beat you, you won't come to our practices anymore. And the guy said, that sounds like a pretty good deal. He says, but if we beat you, I'm going to be here every single day. And coach said, all right, fine. And then he turned to us and said, we better win. The dual meet came, and it was real competition all the way through this whole dual meet, and it got all the way down to the last event, which was the mile relay, which today would be the 4x400, but it was the mile relay where each one of us had to run a quarter mile. Now, just to give you a background on the scoring, first place is 5 points, second place is 3 points, and third place is 1 point. Now, we knew that our mile relay team could easily get first place. We already knew that. And we figured that their A team would get second place. But it was at third place, 1 point we had to get. And we didn't have a B team. They had a B team. So they would definitely get that 1 point. So my coach had to put together a B team real quick. What I didn't tell y'all is that I was a long jumper and triple jumper and high jumper. All I did was jump. And the coach had to put together a B team to try to win that last point. So he put together a team. He's like, Maxie, you're on the B team. I don't run a quarter mile. He said, but we got to get this last point. All right. So we get in the race. I get the baton perfectly in third place, which is what we want, right? I was the third leg. I get the baton perfectly in third place. And I'm running. And this guy from the other school is right over my shoulder. I can hear him breathing. I just got to stay in front of him. And I'm running. And about 3/4 of the way through the race, my body just said, that's enough of this shit. You're not a runner. And I just couldn't run anymore. And I just kind of fell down to a jog. And that guy just ran right around me. Yeah. He ran right around me, and they won the race, and of course, they won the track meet. I was so ashamed of myself. My team members wouldn't even talk to me. Everyone was angry with me. And I just lived in shame over that because I felt like I threw away the whole track meet. And then we had to keep dealing with this guy after that. We had track team reunions. We had a 20-year track team reunion. We had a 30-year track team reunion, 40-year track team reunion. But guess what? Not once did any of them ever mention that race or that track meet. And I can't stop thinking about it. Every time I talk to someone on the track team, I'm expecting him to say, remember when you fucked? But never happened. None of them ever said a word about it to me. And I was just always waiting for it, never. I even wonder if they remember it. Now, this past November, they held the Michigan Senior Olympics. It's Olympics for people 50 and over. I happen to be 60. It's the Olympics for people 50 and over. They held them this past November. So I got in it, and I did what I do. I did the long jump, and I won the bronze medal in the long jump. But that loss of that race wouldn't leave my head. And I'm sitting in there in the Senior Olympics, and I'm saying, I should get in the 400. I should get in the 400. I should get in the 400. And I'm thinking it because I feel like I have something to make up for. And then I said to myself, Maxie, what the hell are you doing? That's not your race. And then I realized, oh man, that's not my race. And that's when it hit me. I carried this thing around. I was 16 when that happened. I'm 60 now, and I carry this thing around, and I finally realized, no wonder no one ever bothered me about it, because they knew all the time that wasn't my race. And I was the only one beating myself up. And you know, I learned, okay, so I could have ran faster. So I could have won the race. So I lost the track meet. But most of all, what I didn't do, I did not forgive myself for losing that race. And I realized that that was the first thing I needed to do because everything was riding on it. Thank you very much.